following are questions posed from students and devotees. Our first question. In reality, the guru is just a man. He still breathes, eats, and bleeds. Why so much focus on the guru than instead of God?
I'll answer that in two parts. When I have to infer that when this person says the guru is just a man, that this person is saying that everyone is just a person or just an individual in a body. And so no one is just the body. So this is the first thing. That's why we have a spiritual path and approach such as ours, so that we provide people with the methods and the wisdom to understand that you're not just a person. That's the problem. That's why people don't know God. So I'd be interested in knowing what the definition, what this person's definition of God is. But here we understand through direct experience of many, many, many people, including the siddhas of our lineage that dates back to the pre-Bronze Age in an unbroken lineage, that the issue, the challenge to knowing God, to knowing and having an ongoing direct experience of God, is the notion that you're just a person, that you're just the mind, you're just the body, just the senses. So no one is just the mind, just the body, just the senses, and neither is the guru. The body is your biological spacesuit. That's one way of thinking of it. The body is your biological spacesuit that you have put on to enter into this realm. We like to say the body is the temple in which God resides. And so the first clarification is that not only is the guru God, but everyone is God. And we acknowledge this. This is part of our instruction here. This is part of the experience of all of the sages of steady wisdom of our lineage, is that all are God. And so here the guru is not above everyone else with respect to being God. The guru is equal to you. You are equal to the guru. But the guru is not a man, and neither are you just a woman. We are all that ultimate reality, that formless absolute. We have this God nature, and that's who we are. So understanding this, that the first flaw is to consider you, me, and everyone else just to be a body with a name, is a flaw. That's the first major obstacle to being spiritual. You have to understand that you're not this body, that you're something that's so much greater. And like I said, one good way to look at it is that the body is simply your biological spacesuit. So if all are God, which is the truth, and this is our experience here, and this is the experience of my guru and the guru before him and the guru before him and the guru before him, all the way down the line. So if all are God, then what's the difference between your God nature and the guru? There's only one difference. The guru has attained the final state that yogis and seekers who want to live in a state of grace, that they seek to attain. A Siddha Guru or Sadguru, Shaktipat Guru in our lineage is one who has stored up the maximum amount of God power and is able to transmit that power to others through a wonderful spiritual awakening of awareness known as Shaktipat. And so, in other words, the Guru has merged in the final abode that the students who come here and devotees who come here are seeking to merge into. The Guru is like the ripened fruit, and the people who come are getting ripe, in other words. So everyone's on the same trajectory. It's just that the Guru has arrived at the place that others are seeking. Now, why is there this point of wisdom, by the way? It's not a law. It's a point of wisdom based on experience, this worship of the form of the Guru. Why is that the case here? That's the case because we are all karmically attached to objects, and we know that attachment very well. It's very easy for us to attach ourselves to forms. We've been doing it for millions of lifetimes. And so some forms are better to attach oneself to than others. So in the case of Nityananda Shaktipat Yoga, which is based on an ancient lineage of Siddha scientists, since we have this ingrained habit of attaching ourselves to forms, to objects, since that's so easy for us, one of the reasons why our science is called the easy means is we take this habit developed over lifetimes and lifetimes of attaching yourself to a form. Since you know how to do that, since I know how to do that, since everyone knows how to do that, it's a very easy step to redirect that attachment to forms to worship of the form of the Guru, because we know how to do it. And anyone who says, and even this person, who says, well, there's no such thing as worship of an individual, you'd be lying. Because if you've ever been infatuated with someone, which is known as falling in love, then you have worshipped an individual. If you have a dog or a cat, and you put your dog or cat's needs before yours, and you're carrying around pictures of your dog in your purse or your wallet, and you carry around pictures of your family members, everybody does this. You walk into offices of CEOs, and if they're married, what's on the desk that you're looking at? Pictures of their family, and it's hanging on the walls. And they have pictures of their dogs on the walls, and pictures of their cats on the walls. So many people do this that it's not even up for debate. Here we have pictures of saints on the walls. Why is that any different than this habit and this tradition of worshiping family members, husband, wife, dog, cat, your lover? People worship all kinds of things in form. People worship sex. People worship money. So the difference here is we have something better to worship. There are forms for which, if you focus on them, that focus can take you beyond the form. And this is the principle known as the Guru principle. So the living master should never be considered to be just this frame, just this body, just this biological spacesuit. I think that's this person's problem. The living Siddha Guru, Shaktipat Guru, should not be considered to be this body with a personality that you're worshiping. That's not what's happening. And we caution people here about becoming attached simply to this form. There is a power inside the form. That's what you should attach yourself to. That magnified power, that energy source that has reached its greatest potential. When people say worship of the Guru, this is an educational term. It's a euphemism for worshiping the Guru principle, that God power that has evolved to its maximum expanded state in the form, the physical form of the Guru, is what is actually being worshipped. Gurus have personalities. They can be considered to be characters. They have forms, physical forms, some of which look better than others. So there's no reason to become attached to the form. The worship is of the maximized, fullest potential of that power that resides in the Guru. We call it the Guru principle. And the form of the Guru and the Guru principle that dwells inside the Guru are one and the same. They should never be considered to be different, because they're not. Because Siddha Gurus have been tested before they've been given the authority to lead by way of having their egos destroyed. And so one of the things that happened with me as a very palpable experience is that the person, the individual I was when I met my Guru, no longer exists. Kedarji is a name for a form in which my own Guru resides. I don't have a separate identity like I used to have. If people were to ask me, who am I would have to say, I am my Guru. And there's no separation between myself and my Guru. That person that I was, by name Vincent, no longer exists. That identity was erased by my guru. So again, if I were to ask who lives in that spacesuit, I would have to say my Gurudev. He entered me and took up residence in me completely by way of his full expansive power of Shakti, his God power, which is the same as your God power, and the same as your God power in every respect except for one, that the devotees, students, and disciples who are still moving and making the journey home have not yet maximized that power. That's the only difference, but it's a big difference. Right? You have a power source in your house that works 18 hours a day, and you're trying to perfect it so that it works 24 hours a day. And you're gradually moving toward the goal of having that power operate efficiently 24/7 every single day of every single week of every single month of every single year. So the only difference between the devotee or the student is that they have not yet maximized that power in the example I just gave. And so what's worshipped is the guru principle, which doesn't just reside in the guru, it resides in you also. It resides in you also, this guru principle. It's just not yet fully manifest. The guru is the curator, so to speak, on the journey, a leader who helps you bring your own God power to full maximum expansion. When that happens, that's known as God realization or self-realization, which is possible for anyone in the present life, but you need a guru who's already self-realized. But all of our scriptures and sacred texts say the same thing, that the disciple who has followed an authorized guru and maximized that God power, that disciple then becomes the guru. This is said in many of our sacred texts. Anyone has this potential. It's a matter of whether you're going to devote yourself to realizing it, as the guru has done. But as I said, one of the things that sets us apart here is that through the transmission of grace, known as Shaktipat, the grace-bestowing power of God, you are set on a trajectory where the guru has entered you and has taken up residence in you. When I say the guru, I'm talking about the guru principle that is the embodiment in form. You, as an individual, no longer exists at that point, which is why I say, if someone asked me, who's in there in this flesh, knock, knock, I would have to say my Gurudev, that I no longer exist, that person has been long gone. It's a mystery. It cannot be completely understood without devoted practice, with very good leadership, but in time, this comes as an experience, and then the question never comes up again.
Nam